Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to the Glow Pilates Studio channel. I'm Julia, and thanks for joining me for this 30-minute full-body Pilates class for balance. This workout is a great way to challenge and improve your stability in different forms. We'll begin today's class in a parallel stance, hip-width apart. Take a moment to drop your shoulders down and back. Inhale, press your arms behind you, and exhale, sit into your chair pose. Inhale to stand, and exhale to sit. Keep going at your own steady pace, focusing on warming up the joints of your legs. Start to plug the belly in towards your spine, and try to sit your hips back behind your heels. Let's come into some halfway pulses. Inhale halfway up and sit all the way back down, deepening the bend of your knees and guiding them over your second toes. Be ready to hold your deepest chair pose. Transfer your weight entirely into one leg and extend the other leg behind you. Exhale, knee to chest, and inhale, extend. Focus on your supporting knee, staying as stable as possible, and try to eliminate the wobbles through your supporting foot. Just a couple more. Ready to pause in your knee to chest position? And let's come to a locked out standing knee. Bring your front leg to a tabletop and slowly bend your supporting knee. Reach your working leg back to your arabesque. Inhale, lock out the supporting knee to tabletop. Exhale, bend the supporting knee, reach back to your arabesque. Let's just go for a couple more sets at your own pace, focusing on stabilizing your supporting ankle. Beautiful job. Let's add on. Come back into this tabletop. Open arms and leg to the side. Close your tabletop and reach back to your arabesque. Let's inhale, locking out the supporting knee. Open. Exhale, close. And reach back to your arabesque. Just a couple more sets. I know you're probably feeling the burn through your standing glutes right about now, but let's finish off with one more variation here. Start to tap the floor gently with your back toes, and then exhale to press up. As you're continuing your toe taps, try to stabilize your supporting knee and the wobbles through the supporting ankle. Just a couple more. Well done. And take a moment to step your feet into a wide second position in parallel. Clasp your hands in front of you and come into 3 little chair pose pulses. Come onto one supporting leg and find a hover with the other. Let's try the other side. 3 little pulses in center. And find a suspended balance on one leg. 3 little pulses in center, and same thing on the other side. Let's do 2 more sets, one on each leg. And be ready to hold your next balance. Bring your hands to your hips, and let's come into some rainbow toe taps. I suggest using the width of your mat to make sure they're even. As you're continuing your toe taps, try to stabilize that supporting knee by pressing it slightly out towards your pinky toe. Beautiful job. Let's come into your parallel stance, facing the other direction on your mat, and we begin the whole thing from the top. Let's start off with your chair poses, inhaling to stand, exhaling to sit. And maybe this time you're warmer and you can bend the knees a little bit deeper. Plug the belly into the spine and try to keep the shoulders pressing down away from the ears. Ready to come into those halfway pulses? Inhale halfway up and exhale, sit all the way down. Encourage your knees to stay over your second toes. And be ready to hold your deepest chair pose. Transfer your weight into your other supporting leg, and let's come into our knee to chest reaches. Try to keep that supporting knee stable and minimize the wobbles through your supporting ankle. Ready to hold your knee to chest position? Lock out the supporting knee and come to a tabletop with your working leg. Exhale, reach arms and leg behind you to arabesque. Inhale, stand up to tabletop. Keep going at your own pace, controlling the wobbles in the supporting leg as much as you can. Beautiful job. Ready to add part 2. Open arms and tabletop to the side. Close center. Reach back. Inhale, tabletop. Open. Exhale, close. Reach back to arabesque. Let's go for 2 more repetitions. I know you're feeling the burn in the supporting leg by this stage. And let's finish off with our toe taps in arabesque behind you. We tap down to inhale and exhale to lift. Do your best to keep your arabesque knee super straight so you're lifting from your glutes and hamstring back there. Well done. And take a moment to step your feet into a wide second position in parallel. Clasp your hands in front of you and come into 3 little chair pose pulses. Come onto one supporting leg and find a hover with the other. Let's try the other side. 3 little pulses in center and find a suspended balance on one leg. 3 little pulses in center, and same thing on the other side. Let's do 2 more sets, 1 on each leg. And be ready to hold your next balance. Bring your hands to your hips, and let's come into some rainbow toe taps. I suggest using the width of your mat to make sure they're even. As you're continuing your toe taps, try to stabilize that supporting knee by pressing it slightly out towards your pinky toe. Well done. Let's take a moment to stretch it out. Come back into your parallel second position, wide stance. Inhale your arms overhead and dive forward into a forward hang. Grab hold of the outside of your ankles, and with wide elbows, pull your ribs as close to your thighs as you can. When you're ready, transition both hands onto one ankle, pull your ribs towards that thigh, and bend your opposite knee just enough to deepen your stretch. Switch to the other side. Bend the opposite knee just enough to deepen your stretch here. Transition into a downward dog position from here. And let's continue lengthening our hamstrings. Bend one knee pause and breathe and feel the stretch in your straight leg. And then switch. One more time on each side, pausing for a full breath on each leg. And gradually transition to continuous marches, dropping one heel at a time. Once you feel even, let's come onto your highest lifted heels, balanced on your toes, and lower the knees down to the floor to come onto all fours. Let's continue with some shoulder protraction and retraction. Sink through your shoulders and then lift out of your shoulders. Continue with straight elbows, focusing on your best range of motion through your shoulders. Ready to hold your best protraction or lift out of your two shoulders? And plug the belly into your spine in neutral. Extend one arm and the opposite leg behind you and lift your limbs off the floor. Continue to some light taps on the floor as you inhale and exhale to lift, focusing on lifting out of your supporting shoulder. Continue opening your arm and leg to the side and exhale, close. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Just a couple more, challenging your balance point. And then let's combine both sequences. Tap down, lift, open side, close center. Inhale to tap and lift, exhale side and close. Just a couple more. Keep lifting out of that supporting shoulder, as challenging as it is right here. And bring your hand down to the floor and lower yourself onto your elbows and forearms, lifting your back leg higher. We'll come into our rainbow taps in this context. Try to tap the corners of your mat while lifting out of your shoulders and gazing towards the front edge of your mat. Keep your back leg lifted, bend your knee, flex your foot, and begin to pulse your heel higher to the ceiling from your glutes and hamstring. Keep lifting the chest and lifting out of your shoulders. And lower this knee down onto the floor. Sit back into child's pose onto your heels. With your next exhale, come back onto hands and knees, and we're going to come into just a few tricep presses. Bend your parallel elbows to inhale and press up to exhale. Do your best to keep that shoulder protraction and shoulders pressing down away from your ears, as we used in your previous few movements. Just a couple more tricep presses. And hold your best protraction, plugging belly into spine. Let's transition to your other extended arm and leg. Lift them to hip level and begin your light taps on the floor. Inhale to tap, exhale to lift. Start lifting out of this supporting shoulder a little bit more. And let's begin to open your limbs out to the side and close back to center. Challenge your balance point and move at whatever pace allows you to keep your balance. Let's combine those two parts. Tap down, lift, open side, close center. Inhale to tap, lift, exhale, open, and close. Just a couple more sets. Keep talking to your supporting shoulder. Well done. And lower your hands to the floor. Come onto your elbows and forearms, lifting your back leg higher. Tapping the corners of your mat, we'll come into our rainbow taps again. But you're not forgetting to lift out of your shoulders, gazing towards the front edge of your mat. Just a couple more rainbow taps. And let's come into our pulses of your heel towards the ceiling. Exhale with each lift and keep lifting out of your shoulders. Lower your knee to the mat, sit back through child's pose, and slowly round up to sitting. Let's transition next to a seated position at the front edge of your mat, knees bent, hands behind your knees. Inhale to your tallest stacked spine and exhale, round your spine into your C curve. Inhale, use your arms to sit up tall. Exhale, scoop the belly to your spine to your C curve. Let's go for a couple more. And be ready to hold your next C curve. Release your arms forward, shoulders pressing down. Let's inhale, arms to ceiling, and twist to your right, tap down. Arms to ceiling through center, and twist to the left. We've come into our rainbow taps with our fingertips, twisting from your ribs and spine. Just a couple more sets. Come back to center. Take behind your knees. Inhale to sit up and reset. Exhale, come back to that same C curve. Take a moment to find your balance with your legs in tabletop, balanced on your tailbone. We're going to repeat those same little rainbow taps with your arms, but this time we counterbalance with your knees. So think of arms and legs moving in opposition. Last two. Well done. Either take behind your knees again or grab hold of the outsides of your ankles or shins as we come into rolling like a ball. Exhale, roll back to your shoulder blades. Exhale, find your balance. 2 exhales, roll back and up to balance. Let's just go for a couple more, trying not to rely on momentum, but on your abdominal strength. Beautiful job. Close your legs, roll down onto your mat, and hug your knees into your chest just for a moment. Let's come into some head curls next. Extend your legs on the floor, glue them together like one unit, and we'll reach the arms overhead to prepare. With your exhale, reach the arms forward, curl your upper body off the mat, and try to see your feet. Lower down to inhale. Exhale to your upper body curl. Try to lead with your upper abdominals every time you curl up, rather than with your chin or neck. Ready to hold this next curl? And with your exhale, take the right leg off the floor. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left leg off the floor. Continue alternating. You decide how high to lift your legs, and let's try to keep them as straight as possible. One more time on each side. And let's lower the upper body to reset. Exhale, maybe you can curl up a little higher this time. Glue the legs together and exhale both legs a couple of inches off the floor, maintaining your upper body curl. Lower the upper body down. Let's exhale through your head curl. Glue the legs together, hover them off the floor, and try to continue rolling up to your balance point on your tailbone. You can either stay with your knees bent for half teaser. You can always use your arms behind your knees, or maybe you can work up to your full teaser with straight legs. Decide which version you'd like to use, and let's try that again. Exhale through your head curl. Lift the legs, come into your chosen teaser position, and reverse that path. Lower heels, shoulders, head. Exhale, head, shoulders, lift heels. And exhale, lower heels, shoulders, head. Let's go for one more teaser. Take behind your knees, bend your legs, and rock and roll up to sitting. Well done. Let's continue into a little side series. Prop yourself up on your elbow, bend your knees, and we'll exhale to lift your hips off the floor. Inhale, resist to lower. Exhale, lift your hips. Let's go for a couple more hip lifts to find your balance point in your modified side plank. Hold, extend your top arm. Inhale, twist open, and exhale, thread that arm underneath your rib cage. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, twist close. Just a couple more twists in your modified side plank. And try to keep that bottom shoulder depressing as you reach your top arm open for a deep breath. And slowly lower down. Come to lying down onto your mat next. Extend both legs. Exhale them off the floor, and let's continue to pulse both legs up. Every time you lower the legs, try not to rest on your mat, but emphasize the lift. Just a couple more. And let's add in the upper body for our sideways teaser. Inhale your free arm overhead. Exhale, curl up towards your legs. Everything lowers with your inhale. Legs and upper body lift with your exhale. Try to use a straight bottom arm to press down into the floor to help you find your balance. Beautiful job. Come down and let's come to a seated position. We're going to take your top ankle forward and fold your bottom leg underneath you. When you're ready, exhale this time to a full side plank. Inhale, resist to lower the hips down. And exhale, lift, straightening both knees. Let's go for a couple more. Decide how you'd like to plant your feet on the floor, as long as you're stable and on balance. We're simply going to hold this side plank, reach your top arm to the ceiling, depress your bottom shoulder. Keep your shoulder posture as you take this hand to the floor for your front full plank, and simply hold for 2 deep breaths. Lower your knees, sit back onto your heels, and take a moment to rest. Well done. Let's continue with all of that on the other side. Bend your knees, prop yourself up onto your other elbow, and let's begin our hip lifts. Exhale to lift. inhale, resist to lower. Let's go for a couple more, finding your balance point on your bottom arm and shoulder. Hold your lift and extend your top arm to the ceiling. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, thread underneath your rib cage. Inhale, look up and twist open. Exhale, thread under, twist close. Just a couple more. And feel your bottom shoulder pressing down even further as you extend your top arm and then lower all the way onto your mat. Stack your legs, glue them together, and begin your double leg lifts. Try to keep your hips stacked and guide your toes ever so slightly behind your top hip for extra balance. Ready to add in your upper body for our side teasers. Inhale your top arm overhead. Exhale, lift your upper body, reach towards your feet, and press down with your bottom arm. Inhale overhead. Exhale, both ends lift. Take it slow and steady, finding your balance point on the side of your hip, trying to lift both ends of your body equally. Last one. Beautiful job. Let's come up to sitting. Fold your bottom leg under, step your top ankle forward, and find your straight supporting arm. With your exhale, lift into your full side plank. Inhale, resist to lower the hips, and exhale, lift as high as you can to your side plank. Let's go for a couple more, establishing a strong bottom shoulder that's pressing down away from your ear. Hold this side plank, reach your top arm to the ceiling, and take an extra couple of breaths. Hold on to your shoulder protraction as you step this hand down and come into your front full plank. Exhale, bend your knees, sit back into child's pose, and breathe. Beautiful job. Let's finish off our class today by working on our balance on our hips. Come to lying face down, bend both knees. Take hold of the tops of your feet and roll your shoulders forward. With your next inhale, press your feet into your hands. Lift your thighs and chest off the floor for bow pose. And exhale, resist to lower. Inhale, press your feet into your hands. Lift both ends of the body equally. And exhale to lower. Let's go for just 2 more bow poses, finding your balance point on your hip bones and lower abdominals. Well done. Release your feet. One last time, sit back into your child's pose onto your heels and take as much time as you need to rest and release your low back. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I hope you're feeling stronger and more stable in your whole body. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel for more future content. Give this video a like and leave me a comment below. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.